Actually, we should go here. Okay. Huh. Isn't this the reverse of freaking... Huh? Well, so this is a game... So, the previous game that we played, um, A Year Springs, is in the database for YouTube, but is not in the database for Twitch. This game is exactly the opposite. I'm trying to input it into the game title section on YouTube, and the title of the game is not coming up. Yeah, it came up for Twitch. It took a bit of jiggering to make that happen, but it did come up on Twitch. So, what the fuck is up with LGBTQIA plus games and not showing up on... There's a game called Next Quest Kindred Spirits. Persona 4 Golden's on here. I guess I'm gonna leave the game title blank, because... I'm not sure if I'm gonna leave it this way, or... I'm probably not. It's just a preview of... what we're doing for our next stream, I guess. That's weird. Oh yeah, because that's because the game is in a 4:3 aspect ratio for some reason. Okay, so there's always something that's causing me to just take long breaks between streams. This time, it was a dislike. And I don't know what to make of it. Like, is it some person who's, transphobic, or someone who thinks that I'm transphobic, and like that's kind of like the, and like, because I went toward the end of that stream and gave my own story of how I have discovered more or less that I am non-binary. Non-binary. There we go. I need to say that more clearly. Um, and I explained that I had a period in high school, like back in the early aughts, where I thought that I was trans or that I might be trans. And I called it, and this is how I did this, air quotes, it was a phase. I'm not sure, did I not make the air quotes big enough? Phase. And by that I mean there was a phase in my life where I didn't understand, there wasn't a concept that I knew about at the time because it was the early aughts, where one could be simultaneously male and have simultaneously male and female personality characteristics and interests and so on and so forth. So, like, I came to grips with the idea that at the end of that phase, I came to grips with the fact that I still have masculine personality traits, and for a while after that, I just became cis, or considered myself to be cis, even though I didn't even know what cis was at the time because that was not. I'm not even sure if that was definitely not in the vernacular. Non-binary. That was kind of my point. Then I guess there's a subject of whether or not a non-binary person is by definition trans. I argued that I, at the very least, do not consider myself to be entirely trans. I consider myself to be trans adjacent. Now, if you're non-binary and consider yourself to be trans, if you're non-binary and you present yourself in a trans way, then sure. I kind of, in many ways, consider my avatar here to be a kind of transness, I suppose. Um, in terms of it being a transition from presenting myself through a webcam to presenting myself through an avatar that is female. So, like, if you feel that makes me trans, great. My issue is that I don't have to really go through a lot of the same bullshit that people who are actually trans or present themselves as trans or whatever, at least in real life, have to go through, and that kind of makes me a little iffy. Um, maybe my ideology or my way of looking at it will change in the future. I don't know. Um, Now, hopefully, this game will actually play properly. Uh, I have no idea. Like, I did actually look this up. When did Kindred Spirits of on the Roof originally come out? Like, I remember it coming out on Steam like within the last like half decade or the last decade. Like, time is becoming sleepy at my age. Uh, okay, it was originally released in Japan in 2012. It being full screen is still weird. Or 4:3 aspect ratio still feels weird. Like, maybe Japan was behind the times in terms of uh of computer monitors in 2012. Like, I can't. I can't imagine that, but maybe, you know, I like having grown up in America, I had to say, like, I know that Japan has been behind the times in terms of just computer gaming, um, to some extent. So maybe computer monitor tech was kind of on the back foot for for a number of years. But like high definition gaming consoles have been out since that like natively support widescreen had been out for I don't know, like it just feels weird having a game that is newish be solely in full screen aspect ratio. Um anyway, it is what it is. So the contents of this computer software are entirely a work of fiction. The software concludes artistic depictions of what some jurisdictions may consider sexual themes or conduct. All characters or any human-like representation of characters engaged in aforementioned conduct in any way, shape, or form are 18 years of age or older. Player discretion is advised. Any similarities to real or imagined persons, places, and/or groups are prerequisites. Please check to make sure this software does not violate your jurisdiction's laws before using it. The part of the software is intended or to be interpreted for use in any real-life situation. Continuing it beyond this point, the user agrees that he or she does not find such content offensive or obscene and acknowledges that he or she will, or they, will use the software with due legal diligence and in good and responsible conduct. Summary, click. For you people watching, quit the video, I guess. If you do not wish to see, I have no idea exactly how graphic this game is. I might have to. Oh, that's loud. Let's turn on the music volume a little bit, maybe. Maybe turn down all music. Having it in full screen is not working very well, and besides, this is a graphic novel, so we're gonna turn down the voice a little bit too. Probably the SFX too a little bit. It's possible that I will just do one stream of this and either take a break or until Ribbon comes out, or possibly play a little bit permanent in terms of to just prepare myself for that kind of mindset. We'll see. I think I understand how to use options. Another beautiful day. At the end of the holidays, the air up on the roof had really started to feel like summer. The sun was high in the sky, almost annoying in how vigorously it shined. I was already finding my vest stuffy, even though we'd only just changed into our spring uniforms. But we were above the town, and I was up on the roof. Up here, and the breeze was cool and comfortable. I finished off with soup in my little thermos inside, relieved that I'd been correct to pack a warm meal for lunch. My hands habitually moved to clean up the rest of my food. I closed the lid of my small two-tiered lunchbox and wrapped it up in the scarf on my lap. Gathering the bundle, I set my items down on the bench next to me. And I stood. Then I contemplated and... and... Okay, yeah, I got it. I, Chibi Yuna, propped my elbows against the roof fence and sighed as I always did. Sighed as if my lunch had perfectly filled my stomach and pushed out my breath. Careful not to lean too far, the students who come up to the roof are asked not to rest against the fence, but the barrier is only a meter high, tempts you to relax on it and look out over the scenery. The bottom half of my view was a townscape, the top half a shiny blue sky, and my eye level at my eye level, okay, I'm not reading it correctly. At eye level were the mountains surrounding the area, silhouettes on the horizon. I could clearly see the summits of the mountains, their peaks sharp against the cloudless sky. The weather really was nice. Heard the voices of the other students on the roof behind me, though their words were lost amid the sounds of lunch. If they were speaking, it meant they must have come up here with someone. Roofs seem more popular than usual today. First years that started a month ago were probably getting used to the things by now. Probably noticed that the roof was a perfect place to eat on days with nice weather like today. I thought the population up here would rise quickly. That hadn't proved true, maybe because we'd been on break. They were probably in their classrooms with friends discussing all they'd done over the holidays. Strangely, it seemed to be mostly single people or groups of two who came to the roof. There aren't many groups of 3 or more. If larger groups, it's just more likely that one person won't want to eat up here. Maybe it's too much trouble to climb all the way up when you had too many people with you. As for the groups of 2, well, I get that. It sort of feels like a picnic when you eat up here on the roof. I imagine it starts with one of the masks or the other things that sounds fun and goes along. People who came to the roof alone may have friends who just happen to be absent today. Either that, or they don't like eating alone in their classroom, like me. Okay, anxious in the classroom. Many people there, friends, classmate people who would talk to you and all the prying eyes. There's just too much going on there. That's why I come to the roof during lunch. I come to a place with as few people as possible, and I end up eating. And after eating, I look out at the scenery. I muttered quietly to myself. Maybe I need to. Can I? There we go. Probably gonna turn the music down a little bit more. And save for the heck of it. There we go. That's not bad.
今まで残してきたことなんてほとんどないんだけど、本当に今日はいい天気だな。日差し結構強いや。UV 対策してきて正解だったな。ひなにももっとちゃんと日焼けに気をつけるように言ってあげないと。あの子本当に気にしないんだから。ああ、だから今日は人がそんなに増えなかったのかな。心に浮かぶよしな仕事か。なんか年寄り臭いな。古文のその先生に怒られそうだけど。
This time I leaned with my back against the fence. This was also forbidden by the teachers, but don't pay that rule any mind. If they're really that afraid of accident, they should build a taller fence. Their words probably aren't without reason. I didn't need to deliberately ignore them. Picked the stuff up off the fence and sat back down on the bench I'd been using earlier. Hands found their way to my pockets. Then my fingertips ran across a small package, reminding me to take it out. With something Anna had given me, I left the classroom. She left, calling it a highly recommended new product. Let's know, found on the packaging, brown sugar lotus root lozenge. Well, she did say it was tasty. I don't understand if it was supposed to be flavored with the fragrance of lotus. Why put lotus fruit in it? And a lozenge? I hadn't heard anything about lotus being good for the throat. I took it out of the wrapping to find it was an inky black. Rolling it around in my hand for a moment, I tossed it into my mouth. You fool! What? I've turned into David Tennant! Heard voices from behind me. Who were they? I hear two of them. When did they get back here? There. No, seriously, what? Poison? What I just swallowed? No, wait a second. I said, turning around. I lost my words. Because there were two girls standing behind me when I turned around. Two girls wearing uniforms I didn't recognize. No, one looked more like a woman than a girl. I mean, really, like, they're all women. They're over 18. Clearly. They're over 18 years old high school students. What exactly am I answering for?
レンコンが入っているの？変わってるわね。
One was a bit of an uncouth girl in a white sailor uniform who looked about my age. Her hair was light brown, though it didn't look dyed.
でもこういう妙な組み合わせって結構多くて、それが新商品のインパクトにつながるわけで。
One who wore a typical sailor uniform with hair long and as black as her clothes, she looked even more grown up than a third-year upperclassman.
よかったら一ついただけないかしら。なんてね。私たちには味を確かめることなんてできないのに。
どうしたの、サチさん。
What's going on? It's suddenly gone quiet. It was only one piece, so I couldn't have split it anyway. No, that's not it. Why are they suddenly staring at me? They were just laughing a second ago. They were laughing before my eyes. Before my eyes, right before my eyes.
あなた。
はい。
Before my eyes was...
私たちの姿が見えているのね。
はい。
had the bench to my back, so when I turned around, I should have seen nothing but the fence at the edge of the roof.
声。めぐみたちの声。聞こえているのね。
The two of them were standing there.
サチさん。めぐみ。めぐみたちの声が聞こえている人がいた。めぐみたちのこと見えてる人がいた。
The tiny space between the bench and the fence, the space isn't wide enough for anyone to stand there.
もしかしたら。
そうね。やっと私たちは見つけることができたのね。
Yatta! I don't know why, but I feel like I can somehow see the fence right through the happy pair. Yeah. Not sure if I noticed that before, if that was only just apparent now.
ねえ、あなた。
聞こえているのよね。私たちの声。それなら。
The roof of the three-story Hoshikan building, they're on the edge of the roof, 10 meters above from the ground, without fear, not even touching the fence.
私たち。
They're almost as if they're floating in the air. They're
あなたに。
fairly transparent. I can see the mountains through them. I can see them.
聞いてほしい話が。
Actually, I can't really see the mountains. They're just like an ocean or something. I desperately held down the screen in front to escape my lips, grabbed my lunch bag, and took off running toward the door to the stairs.
あるんだけど。ちょっと。
あ、どこ行くの？
We're running away from here, of course.
ユナ、おかえり。
Anafushi called out to me as I entered the classroom and headed back to my seat. She's a friend I made after starting school here, and not counting Hina, one of the few I can be myself with. Anna always greets me when I return to class. She's friendly, but not so friendly that she pesters me about eating alone. She has some bad habits, but I find them a little endearing, actually.
今日はずいぶんゆっくりしてたんだね。うたた寝でもしてたの？そうかも。
Yes, that's right. I must have dozed off and had a weird dream.
うわゆな、汗ドロドロ。そんな急いできたの？まだもうちょっと時間あるよ。ってどうしたの？顔真っ青だよゆな。
Why the sheet? Am I? Noticeably?
もしかして屋上で何かあった？え？あ、いや。
What should I do? Should I tell her I had a weird dream? I dozed off and dreamed I met some ghosts, but she might be creeped out if I said that. I prefer both of us could be creeped out together, though. No, I know I might just laugh it off. She's carefree like that.
ちょっと変な夢を。
Before I could say dream, the bell signaling the beginning of afternoon classes rang. The bell already? When did that happen?
なんでもない。ほら席に戻りなよ。ゆな、気分悪くなったら保健室に行くんだよ。大丈夫よ。
With an unconvincing chuckle, I waved Anno off, and she sat back on her seat. Our first afternoon class began. Somehow I composed myself, possibly thanks to Enno's encouragement. I was able to focus on class a little. Mrs. words weren't quite getting through to me, but I at least was able to copy down the words on the blackboard. My mind wandered as my hand took notes. The only conclusion is that it was a dream. It's not if I could say with absolute certainty that ghosts didn't exist, but I couldn't possibly have seen some myself. That's why it must have been a dream. I must have dozed off. I was just confused when I woke up and took off running. I'm glad I didn't tell Anna. If I'd gone on like that, I probably wouldn't have been able to pretend it was just a dream. No, it was just a dream. So I wouldn't be had to pretend anything. Whatever, I should concentrate on class. I looked back at the blackboard. And at that moment I heard...
見つけた。
There we go. A faint voice just next to my ear. Red letters that appeared on the blackboard. Teacher hadn't read them. I mean, they weren't her neat handwriting. They are round, girlish letters, and not in chalk, but in vibrant red, dripping from the edges like wet paint. Heard a clattering sound in my head. Oh, that's my teeth. And while the noise shook me,
このクラスにいたんだ。
the words were rewritten. With no eraser in sight, they faded gradually and new words rose and took their place. I finally screamed and jolted hard enough for my seat to make noise.
誰？トミさん？どうしたの？
The teacher had been writing on the backboard, turned around and stared at me. I started halfway out of my seat.
先生何か間違えた？先生それ。何？
Teacher turned back to the blackboard. She tilted her head She looked at the area I was pointing at. She was looking, wasn't she? Couldn't she? Had anyone else noticed?
どこも間違ってないよね。
You sure everyone around me, no one had noticed, even though the words loomed on the blackboard, bright red words, as if they'd been written in blood. That was when I realized I was the only one who could see them.
何かわからないことでもあった？
I desperately turned the cogs in my mind. I had no idea what to do anymore. On the other hand, the fact that only I could see the words was just a tiny bit comforting. It meant that I was the only one who was crazy here.
すみません。目の前をなんか虫が横切ってびっくりしちゃった。え？ああ、そうだったの。びっくりしたのは分かったけど、あまり大きな声出しちゃダメよ。
Can I go like this? No. Am I? There we go.
はい。すみません。
I sank back into my chair as the room filled with quiet giggles. Not only my face would be turning crimson with embarrassment, but I was too preoccupied to care. Oh, thank you.
ねえ、ユナ、大丈夫？
Anna turned from her seat diagonally in front of me. She hadn't laughed at my sudden outburst. Instead, her face and voice contained genuine concern.
やっちゃった。
I tried feebly to laugh it off again. Instead, there were words on the blackboard only I could see, insisting that there were words on the blackboard that only I could see would only make people laugh at me and think I was crazy.
気分悪いなら保健室に行こうか？私付き合ってあげるよ。大丈夫大丈夫。ちょっとびっくりしただけだから。ならいいんだけど。ほんと大丈夫。ありがとう。
I was a little relieved when Anna turned back around. I looked back at the blackboard as well, hoping that what I'd seen had been just a hallucination. But
放課後屋上に来てね。
it wasn't, and now new words had appeared on the board. I wasn't as alarmed as I'd been the first time, and thought it was still creepy, so the letters were a bit too cute to be... The letters were a bit too cute to be really scary. Did they have to trip like that, though?
来てくれないと。呪うよ。どうしようって言うのよ。
When the bell signaling the end of 6th period rang, I sighed and put my head in my hands, and my elbows resting on the desk. It was the wretched final 2 periods after lunch. The mysterious blood writing continued, popping up endlessly the whole time on the blackboard, and in the end, it even showed up in my notebook too. The only reason I wasn't already collapsed on the desk was because the writing was now painted across the pages. Even though the writing was splashed across it, I could still copy things down from the blackboard. And when I timidly pressed the fingers of the letters, it came away clean. So it wasn't as though I would get blood all over my face if I laid my head down, but I wasn't exactly eager to do it. So I just covered my face to avoid looking at anything.
ユナ、大丈夫？うん、平気、大丈夫。
And I was fine. I had gotten used to it. I'd been surprised again when the writing had also appeared in my notebook, but I had gotten used to that too. Though it was still creepy. There were 2 periods I was almost able to laugh at it. I found myself about to write "buzz off" in my notebook in response. Am I actually pretty bold?
ホームルーム終わったらさっさと帰ろう。なんかそうした方がいいよ、ユナ。
Well, nothing more than that, really, but they'd been summoning me continuously for hours. If I just ignored them and went home, who knows what could happen to me. They said they would curse me, though I wasn't sure exactly what that meant.
ごめん、今日はちょっと用があるんだ。そう？でもさっさと帰った方がいいと思うんだけどな。昼休みはちょっと具合悪いかもって思ったけど、気のせいだったみたいだし。平気よ。ありがとう。そう？ならいいんだけど。
I don't know as I don't like people hanging around me too much at school, and yet she was still that concerned for me. It felt bad worrying her so much about something she couldn't see. Hurry, but come back when homeroom ends, okay? But go home, I'll care too. I just was written clearly on the pages of my notebook. Yes, yes, I understand. At homeroom, I picked up my bag and left the classroom. Of course, my destination is the roof. My final destination. I got it. Really? I get it already. I understand. What I seen during lunch wasn't a dream, and it wasn't a hallucination. It was reality. Voices I heard when I eaten that candy, the two I seen when I turned around, that had been real. In other words, I see dead people. They were here. Okay, so now they're opaque. These two were real ghosts.
ようこそ。よく来てくれたわね。
もう遅い。
そう。遠見ゆなさんっていうのあなたは。
I clearly hear her asking my name and clearly see her figure now.
なんかちょっと変な名前。
Oh, my cat is being cute. Excuse me while I behold the cuteness of my cat. That you cannot see. I think it's pretty normal. Exchange names with each other along with some simple introductions.
あら、いい名前だと思うわ。
One in the black sailor uniform was Inoki Sachi-san. She passed away 80 years ago, in her third year.
そうかな。まあ、サチさんがそう言うならいいかもって思うけど。
The one in the white sailor suit was Nagatani Megumi-san. She passed away 30 years ago in her first year. Two of them are indeed genuine spirits. Sachi-san died in an accident, Megumi-san of illness, and they both had proper funerals, or so they told me. So then why were they still lingering here?
私たちはね、二人ともこの学校に通っていたの。そして卒業する前に死んでしまったの。
気づいたらこの屋上で幽霊になっていたのよね。そしてめぐみはサチさんと運命の再会を果たせたのよ。
Oh, would you call that fate?
私もめぐみも強く思い残したことがあって、それでだからその思いが深く結びついたこの学校で幽霊になってしまったの。
自爆霊ってやつだよね。まあめぐみはサチさんと一緒にいられるようになったからよかったんだけど。
What were those regrets exactly?
私たちね、二人とも女の子が好きだったの。
Nani?
女の子が好きで大好きで、その思いを強く抱えたまま死んでしまったから、こうして幽霊になっているの。
めぐみもサチさんのことが大好きで幽霊になったのよ。
ありがとうめぐみ。私もめぐみのことが大好きよ。
What? What is with these two?
あなたたちってそのレズの人？そういういやらしい言い方しないでほしいな。めぐみとサチさんはもっと綺麗な関係なんだから。
レズ？
女性同士の同性愛者のことですよ、サチさん。そうじゃなくて、もっと他に言い方あるでしょ。ほら、S とか。
S？
シスターの S ですよ。そうなんだ。初めて知った。あれなんで知らないのよ。
最近はもうちょっと綺麗な言葉があったはずよ。何だったかしら。ほら、花に例えて。
ユリ？
そう、それ。そんな風に言っていたのを聞いたことがあるわ。
These days? Oh, right. These two died a pretty long time ago, huh?
ユリいいわね。綺麗な花よね。あ、そうね。私たち幽霊じゃなくてユリ霊だったのね。
That's the title of the game! Wow, wow, wow. Wow. Excuse me?
素敵、サチさん。
Well, you're okay with that?
まあ、なんとか大体わかったけど。つまり、あなたたち二人は恋人同士なんでしょ？
そうね。
それなのになんでまだ二人とも幽霊やってるの？
ユリ霊よ。
Do we really have to?
めでたくその女の子の恋人ができたんでしょ？それで成仏できなかったの？
Huh? They went all quiet.
そうね。確かに私にはめぐみという可愛い恋人ができたわ。でも本当はそれだけじゃ満足できなかったみたいなの。
なんで？
確かに思いの通じ合う恋人はできたけど、やっぱりこの思いを確かめ合うことを知らずには成仏できないのよ。
それってもうはっきりと言わせないでよ。めぐみはサチさんと心も体も一つになりたいの。それって何考えてるのよ、エッチ。考えてるのはあなたの方でしょ。
Aren't you the ones who were just talking about how pure your relationship is?
でもまあそういうことなの。私もめぐみも体まで一つになってやっと思い残すことなく この空の高いところまで行ける気がするのよね。
I think I can feel my brain melting. Well, at least they're trying to pass on instead of just sticking around as ghosts.
そうなの。それじゃあさっさと成仏できるようにやっちゃえばいいじゃない。
それがね。
だってめぐみたち二人ともやり方がわからないんだもの。
Okay. How it's done?
あなたは知らない？
知るわけないでしょ、そんなこと。
やっぱりいつも一人で屋上に来ているから恋人なんていないだろうと思っていたけど。
Well, give me a break. I mean, I don't, but this is a girl skill, you know? Even if I had a boyfriend, I wouldn't be able to have lunch with him here. I never even thought about having a girlfriend.
それで私への用ってそのことなの？だったらお役には立てないってことだけど。
Well, there's this thing called the internet. I'm not sure if ghosts can access it, but
さきさんやっぱりって言ったでしょ。このことではあんたが役に立たなさそうってのは分かってたの。悪かったわね。それじゃあ何の用なの？
この学校にもね、私たちと同じように秘めた恋心を抱えたまま思い悩む女の子がいるのよ。でもあと少しの勇気が、ほんのちょっとしたきっかけが足りなくて踏み出せない子がいるの。私たちは幽霊だからそういう子に何もしてあげることができなかった。でも
やっと私たちの声を聞いてくれる人ができたものね。
what do they mean?
あなたには私たちの代わりにそういう子たちの背中をちょっと押してあげるお手伝いをしてほしいのよ。
キューピッドをやってほしいってことなの？え？
No way, I can't do that.
あなたのほんのちょっとで思いを通じ合える相手を捕まえることができる子がきっといるはずよ。
Why would I try to butt into their business like that?
今日もきっといるはずよ。この時間ならまだきっと。
ああ、あの子ね。うん、そうね。めぐみ、私ちょっとゆなさんをあの子のところに案内してくるわ。
ちょっと、私はこんなことに首を突っ込む気は全然。あら、断る気？当たり前でしょ、こんなこと。あんたこれから毎日私からのメッセージを見ながら授業を受けたいんだ。あれはあんたか。あれだけじゃないよ。もっと不安に呪っちゃってもいいんだけど。
That's underhanded.
まあまあめぐみ、無理強いしてもよくないわ。そうね、今日だけ私たちに付き合ってくれない？それから私についてきて見てほしいの。私たちが見つけた女の子の姿を今日だけ、これからほんの少しの時間だけでいいわ。
ねえ、それさえも断る気
？Fine, I get it. I'll go along with you. But just for a few minutes today. Only. That's it.
分かったわ。でも今日だけよ。
それでいいわ。それじゃあ案内してあげる。ちょっと行ってくるわね、めぐみ。
はーい、いってらっしゃい、さちさん。
Haji-san walked off toward the entrance to the roof. Or more floated, I suppose, like a ghost would. Huh? Haji-san's staying here?
待ってるでしょ。早く行きなさいよ。あ、うん。
What's that about? Well, whatever. Pull Sachi-san over to the stairs. I opened the door. Sachi-san remained where she was for some reason, saying to me,
行き先は奥校舎よ。先に入り口で待っているわ。
あ、はい。
よく見てあげてね。私たちと同じ思いを抱えたこの姿を。そしてよかったらほんのちょっと手伝ってあげて。
I really had no intention of doing that, though. Misa's smile was genuine and gentle as she spoke.
ほら、こっちよ。
After we met at the entrance of the inner building, Sachi-san walked ahead of me down the hallway. Her moves were completely natural, but her feet didn't reach the floor, instead hovering inches above it. We seemed to be about the same height, but her head rose just a bit above mine from the floating.
ここよ。この角から見てみて。あ、あんまり身を乗り出さないでね。彼女に見つかっちゃうから。
So she said. I stood on the stairs where they went the hallway and quietly peeked out into the hall. And I saw a girl standing there against the wall, right next to one of the first-year classrooms. Her skirt was red, giving her away as a first year. One who... Man. One who just began school a few weeks ago. A girl I'd never seen.
女の子がいるの見える？
I doubt the girl will be able to see Sachi-san, but she stayed back there with me on the stairs, maybe to keep me company. I was a little disturbed by Sachi-san's transparent body slightly overlapping with my own, though.
あの子が何をしようとしているのかわかる？
What? What is it, Ellie? Huh? No, Ellie. Ellie. What have I told you about getting on an app when we're streaming? Hmm? If you promise to behave, okay, I can't touch you. Hey. So. What is she doing? She stayed out of the classroom the whole time we've been watching her. We're glancing inside ever so often. Maybe she has some business with other classmen inside? If that's it, maybe she just go in.
あの子が手に持っているもの、わかるかしら？
え、手に？ちょっとよくわからない。
Ellie, if you're gonna be messing with the motion sensor, then you should. Hey! Play a fat then. Now that she mentioned it, she did look like the girl. It did look like the girl was clutching something to her chest, as if she held some precious object. I couldn't tell what it was from a distance, but it wasn't her bag. It was smaller.
手紙なの。
手紙？
It did sort of look like a letter now. Letter? A first-year student holding a letter in her hands after school, petrified before a classroom door. Could it be?
そう、あの子、あのクラスの女の子に自分の書いた手紙を渡したいのよ。
まさかラブレター？
I do find it kind of disconcerting that the music just... I guess whoever composed the music didn't know how to properly loop the music. So it just fades out and then it starts over again, which it feels unnatural.
そう。でも今教室の中には渡したい子の旧友が残っていてね。だからあの子はずっとあそこで中に入っていけず困っているわけ。あの子が手紙を渡したい子は今はいないんだけどね。だからカバンか机に手紙を置いていきたいみたい。でも他の子が残っているから入っていけないのよ。ねえユナさん。
何？
あの子、もうどれくらいこうしているかわかる？
Why is the business classes ended today?
30分くらい？
外れ。先々週の月曜日からずっとなの。もうずっと放課後毎日ああしているのよ。
先々週ってそんなに？
ええ。直接渡す勇気はまだ持てないから、そっと手紙を置いてくるチャンスをずっと伺ってるの。ねえユナさん。
はい。
あの手紙を書くことだってあの子にとってはとても勇気を振り絞ってのことだったんじゃないかしら。こうやって毎日ここに来ることだって。そしてもしあの手紙を置いてくることができたら、あの子は次にどんな勇気を出すのかしら。私はね、ああいう子たちのほんの少しの勇気を後押ししてあげたいの。手伝ってあげたいの。あそこにいる子のあの真剣な顔、あれを見たら何もできない自分がとても歯がゆく思えるわ。
He's right, the classroom were empty. That girl would probably find the courage to go inside. If we're empty, the reason she's been waiting outside is because of the people hanging out in there. For 2 whole weeks now.
つまり教室の中に残っている人たちが出てくればいいわけよね。
ええ、そうだけど。
ちょっと試してみるわ。
Such a deep breath, putting together the words I would say. And?
ねえ、ちょっと誰か校舎の中に犬が入ってきてる。
I shouted, putting on a bit of a voice.
ちょっとユナさん。
I was back in the hallway again, ignoring Sachi-san's look of wide-eyed surprise. Did it work?
あら。
Kinda interested with that shout, just as I expected to. 3 figures emerged from the classroom, chatting as they jogged my way. It paid no mind to the first year standing frozen by the door. It worked. Okay.
ちょっと隠れましょう、サチさん。
ええ。
I stole a quick glance back into the hallway. It's long enough to see the girl slip into the classroom.
なんとかあの子、教室には入れたみたい。
ええ、すごいわユナさん。
別に大したことじゃ。
Really, it wasn't, but for some reason, I felt a slight satisfaction creep deep in my heart, baby. Creeping deep in my heart. Maybe it was just because I got him to shout. That's what I decided to think anyway. Girls would come out of the classroom, walk further down the hallway, talking about something. I stuck up the stairs to avoid them. I sighed inadvertently. Why on earth did I do that? Satisfaction disappeared, replaced by heavy feeling.
ありがとうユナさん。また屋上に戻ってきてくれる？
え？あ、はい。
I just wanted to go home, but I already replied to her by the time I realized it.
じゃあまた後でね。
She said, passing straight through a window, just like a ghost. Another say I headed back down the stairs, and just then, first she ran down the hallway toward me, from the direction of the classroom. Passed by me, and in that instant, saw the expression on her face. She was bright red, and almost looked like she was ready to burst into tears, yet she looked incredibly happy. With those little words, she ran up to the hallway connecting with the Hoshikan building.
Ah, やっと戻ってきた。もう遅いじゃない。
Some of us had to walk the way back up. It just sounded alright right on the roof.
おかえりなさい、ユナさん。
I was a little winded from the climb up the stairs, but Tachi-san was completely fine. Ghosts are unfair.
あの後ちょっとだけあの教室を覗いてきたの。あの子、ちゃんとカバンに手紙を入れることに成功したわよ。やったね、サチさん。すごい。よかったわね。それ素晴らしい起点だったわ、ユナさん。はあ、どうも。
Comment did nothing to improve my mood.
やっぱり私の目に狂いはなかったわ。ユナさん、あなたとてもすごい人なのね。これからもずっとお手伝いお願いできるかしら。今日だけって話だったじゃない。
What on earth What on earth is she saying? She was right about me? It would have taken anyone who could see them.
今日だけなんてもったいないわ。ぜひ明日からもお願いしたいの。ちょっとそんなの
断る気？
脅さないでよ。私本当にあんな手伝いなんてするつもりなくって。でも手伝ってくれたでしょ。あれは仕方なく。
I really didn't mean to. No, seriously, why did I just do that? I don't even know myself. Can't believe I stuck my nose into that girl's business like that.
お願い、ユナさん。
ね、こんなに頼んでるんだよ。
私にも都合ってものが。そう、仕方ないわね。
Has she given up?
それじゃあ一晩だけよく考えてくれないかしら。そして明日答えを聞かせてくれない？
No, she hasn't. I suppose I can at least think about it, though.
わかったわ。一晩だけ考えさせて。
あんた、心変わりしない？
考えさせてって言ってるの。それでダメだったら諦めてよ。本当に。それでいいわ。ゆっくり考え。
明日いい返事してね。でないと。
Seriously, can I at least think about it? She's really gonna curse me.
ユナね、おかわり。
はいはい。
So much has happened. I've having trouble processing it. I managed to return to my routine somehow. I thought it over as I took Kina's bowl from her and filled it with a second helping of rice. I've seen and spoken with spirits for the first time in my life, and they even asked me for an extraordinary favor. After convincing them to allow me a night to make a decision, I got home, my head practically bursting with the mess. Maybe that was for the best, since I don't think I had been able to organize it. And I went shopping on the way home as I always did, made dinner, and was now here eating with Hina. Good. Her bowl filled, Hina took it back from me and resumed scarping down her rice energetically. Hina, my childhood friend, Kamana Hina. Kamana Hina. Our houses are next to each other, and we've known each other since she was born. Before she was born. Yeah. Okay. I think that's it. Okay, we've known each other since she was born. Okay. Mother and Hina's mother both work as nurses in the same hospital, so Hina comes over to our house to eat when they're both night shifts on the same day. She's a year younger than me, and just started school at Kokonotsubushi? Kokonotsubushi. Yeah. Kokonotsubushi Girls Academy of Commerce this spring. Like I did last year. She joined the track and field team off the bat and came home hungry from it again today.
どうしたの？ルナね。え？何？なんか今日黙ってばっか。そうかな。
She may be right. I don't think I've been totally lost in thought, but my mind is sort of a mess. I don't remember but saying much to her after getting home.
今日は部活どうだった？うん、いっぱい走った。そう。味付けどう？失敗してない？美味しい。そう。
This isn't good. I can barely carry on a conversation.
ごめん。ちょっと今考え事をしていて。
Sorry, my left hand gets a little wonky sometimes. My left hand has a mind of its own.
Mm, 平気。気になっただけだから。考え事してるなら私のこと気にしなくていいよ。ごめん。食べ終わったら言ってね。デザート出してあげるから。
Nice that Hina doesn't pray like this. Stop it! My hand is here! Here. Do I need to like hold my hand here? Just to let the motion sensor know that it's here? Like I could hold it on the microphone or something, I don't know. After thinking here, my thoughts drifted back to today. To what the ghost asked me to do. And to what I did for that first year girl. Why on earth did I do that? It was none of my business. How just meddling. But her face when I passed her by her in the hallway. Like my hand is on my knee. Come on. Hey. It feels like I'm constantly needing to itch my forehead or something. So happy, on the verge of tears, finally having done what she'd been waiting weeks to do. The first year, the same as Hina, huh? Could they know each other? The helpless ghosts. Will I end up doing more things like I did today? Also, girls can have romantic relationships with other girls. Things those girls haven't even asked me to do. But...
ね、ごちそうさま。ああ、もういいの？
お腹いっぱい。
Looked at the table to find that Hina cleared her plate. Looks like I gave her just the right amount.
じゃあデザート出してあげるわね。いちご安かったの。どうやって食べたい？
そのままでいい。
はいはい。
I opened the fridge door and pulled out chilled strawberries. I like to have them plain too.
あのね、考え事してるの？
ちょっとね。大したことじゃないんだけど。ちょっと面倒なお願いされてね。手伝おうかどうしようかって。
そうなんだ。やっちゃえば。考えるよりまずやっちゃえば。
ひならしいわね。
ゆな姉らしくだよ。ゆな姉、いつもそうしてたもの。中学の時とかは。
そう。
Is that how it used to be? I used to just do it instead of worrying?
ゆな姉が思った通りにやればいいんだよ。
そうかな。
What I want to do, huh? What do I want to do? A request that prefers your space. The feeling I got after I shouted. It swirled around my head, inside my head, on and on. Calendar screen. Uh-oh. There's a kind of a time management thing. The next sticker. Scenes continue from previous scene will have a next sticker on the top right. The next sticker will not have. Here, new scenes that not connected to the previous scenes are when you're rereading scenes. After new and locked scenes will appear with a sticker on their dates. Oh, is this just a scene viewing thing? Like, not actually gameplay? This visual novelette? Take it. Like, I literally just need to have my hand, like, on camera somehow. Just to let it know that this is where my hand is, okay? It's not up here, not doing some weird thing up here. It's on my lap. Or I just need to have, I think there's a way to like have a hotkey to like enable and disable eat motion, so I might have to just start using that. So like whenever I want to make gestures with my hand, I like press the button to allow me to make gestures with my hands, and then yeah. I say reload for the planner screen. The daily sticker will open a daily memo with all that day's scenes. The main character for that scene, its title, and its classification. Main couple, read unread, will be displayed. Read a scene button will start the scene. Scenes that you've already read can be replayed as many times as you want. By reading certain scenes, new scenes will appear on the planner. Huh. Close the memo by clicking anywhere other than the scene buttons. Kindred Spirits 2. Well, we already have a sequel? It is continuing from where I left off.
こんにちは。
考えてきてくれた？
I might go ahead and... Okay. Okay, so there are a bunch of things you can do. It'll take a few seconds every time, as well as some other things that are a bit more involved. Of course, all of that is completely up to you. There's liking, there's subscribing, and all the various things. Following if you happen to be on Twitch. And again, all of that is going to be up to you. There's a Patreon. I'm trying to actually list the things. I don't think it's done extra list. Well, I do get some likes now, every now and then. So, anyway. Regardless of what you decide to do, I thank you very much for watching. And until next time, Matinee, everybody!